Top 25 Personal Assistant Interview Questions and Answers. Personal assistant interviews are designed to test your organization, communication, discretion, time management, and ability to support busy professionals under pressure. Employers want someone who can manage calendars, handle confidential information, solve problems quickly, communicate professionally, and stay calm when priorities change. A strong personal assistant must be proactive, trustworthy, detail-oriented, and able to make daily work easier for executives, managers, or business owners. In this guide, you will find 25 common personal assistant interview questions with professional sample answers to help you prepare with confidence and present yourself as reliable, capable, and ready for the role. 1. Tell me about your experience as a personal assistant. I have experience supporting busy professionals by managing schedules, arranging meetings, handling communication, organizing documents, and helping daily tasks run smoothly. In my previous roles, I learned how important it is to stay organized, think ahead, and protect confidential information. I am comfortable managing calendars, booking travel, preparing reports, following up on tasks, and communicating with different people professionally. I also understand that a personal assistant must be flexible because priorities can change quickly. My goal is always to reduce pressure on the person I support and help them stay focused on important decisions. 2. Why do you want to work as a personal assistant? I want to work as a personal assistant because I enjoy being organized, helping others work more efficiently, and handling tasks that require responsibility and attention to detail. This role suits my strengths because I am good at planning, communication, problem-solving, and managing different priorities at the same time. I also like roles where trust and professionalism are important. Being a personal assistant allows me to make a real difference by saving time, preventing confusion, and supporting smooth daily operations. I find satisfaction in being reliable and helping someone perform at their best. 3. What are the most important skills for a personal assistant? The most important skills for a personal assistant are organization, communication, confidentiality, time management, flexibility, and problem-solving. A personal assistant needs to manage calendars, meetings, documents, emails, travel plans, and urgent tasks without losing focus. Strong communication is also important because the assistant often speaks with clients, staff, vendors, and executives. Confidentiality is essential because sensitive business or personal information may be involved. I also believe being proactive is a key skill. A good personal assistant should not only complete tasks, but also anticipate needs before they become problems. 4. How do you manage a busy schedule? I manage a busy schedule by keeping everything organized, updated, and prioritized. I use calendars, reminders, task lists, and clear notes to make sure important meetings, deadlines, and commitments are not missed. I also review the schedule regularly so I can identify conflicts or gaps early. When priorities change, I adjust quickly and communicate updates clearly to everyone involved. I try to understand which tasks are urgent, which are important, and which can be moved if necessary. My goal is to make the schedule realistic, efficient, and easy to follow. 5. How do you handle confidential information? I handle confidential information with great care and professionalism. I understand that a personal assistant may have access to private business details, personal matters, financial information, emails, documents, or sensitive conversations. I never share information with anyone who does not have permission to know it. I also make sure documents, passwords, files, and communication are protected properly. If I am unsure whether something can be shared, I always ask for confirmation first. Trust is one of the most important parts of this role, so I take confidentiality very seriously. 6. How do you prioritize tasks when everything feels urgent? When everything feels urgent, I first stay calm and quickly assess each task based on deadlines, importance, impact, and who is affected. I would identify which tasks need immediate attention and which can wait or be delegated if appropriate. I also communicate clearly with the person I support to confirm priorities when needed. I avoid guessing if the decision could affect important work. Once priorities are clear, I focus on one task at a time while keeping track of the rest. This approach helps me stay productive without becoming overwhelmed. 7. How do you handle last-minute changes? I handle last-minute changes by staying flexible, calm, and solution-focused. In a personal assistant role, schedules and plans can change at any time, so I understand the importance of adapting quickly. If a meeting is moved, travel is delayed, or a task becomes urgent, I update the calendar, notify the right people, rearrange details, and confirm everything again. I try not to react with stress because that can create more confusion. Instead, I focus on what needs to be fixed immediately and make sure the change is managed smoothly. 8. How do you stay organized during a busy workday? I stay organized by using a clear system for tasks, calendars, notes, emails, and deadlines. At the beginning of the day, I review priorities and identify anything urgent. I keep a task list and update it throughout the day so nothing is forgotten. I also organize information in a way that is easy to find later, whether it is meeting notes, contact details, documents, or travel information. When new tasks come in, I add them to the system instead of relying on memory. This helps me stay focused and dependable. 9. How would you handle a difficult or demanding manager? I would handle a difficult or demanding manager with patience, professionalism, and clear communication. I understand that busy professionals may be under pressure, and part of my role is to help reduce that pressure. I would listen carefully, learn their working style, and try to understand their expectations. If priorities are unclear, I would ask polite questions to avoid mistakes. I would also stay calm and not take things personally. My focus would be on being reliable, prepared, and consistent so that trust can develop over time.
10. How do you manage emails and communication? I manage emails and communication by keeping messages organized, responding professionally, and making sure important information is not missed. I would sort emails based on urgency, importance, and required action. If I am allowed to respond on behalf of the person I support, I would use a professional tone and make sure the message is accurate. I would flag important emails, follow up when needed, and remove unnecessary clutter. I also believe communication should be clear and concise. A personal assistant should help reduce confusion, not create more of it. 11. How do you handle travel arrangements? I handle travel arrangements by carefully planning every detail, including flights, hotels, transportation, meeting locations, travel times, documents, and special preferences. I make sure bookings match the schedule and leave enough time for delays, check-ins, and travel between locations. I also prepare a clear travel itinerary so the person I support has all important details in one place. Before the trip, I confirm reservations and check for any changes. If travel problems happen, I stay calm, contact the right providers, and find the fastest practical solution.
12. How do you prepare for meetings? I prepare for meetings by making sure the schedule, agenda, documents, attendees, location, and technology are ready in advance. I confirm meeting times, send reminders if needed, and prepare any files or notes required. If it is an online meeting, I check links, access details, and timing. I also make sure the person I support knows the purpose of the meeting and has the right information before it starts. After the meeting, I can help organize notes, track action items, and follow up with people when necessary. 13. What would you do if you made a mistake? If I made a mistake, I would take responsibility immediately and focus on correcting it as quickly as possible. I would not hide the mistake or blame others, because that can make the problem worse. First, I would assess what happened, who is affected, and what needs to be done. Then I would inform the right person, explain the situation honestly, and offer a solution. After fixing the issue, I would review what caused the mistake and improve my system so it does not happen again. 14. How do you handle pressure? I handle pressure by staying calm, organized, and focused on the next step. In a personal assistant role, pressure can come from urgent deadlines, schedule changes, difficult communication, or multiple tasks happening at once. I try to avoid panic by breaking tasks into smaller actions and prioritizing what matters most. I also keep communication clear so people know what is happening. When pressure is high, I rely on planning, reminders, and problem-solving rather than emotion. This helps me stay professional and effective even during busy situations. 15. How do you build trust with the person you support? I build trust by being reliable, discreet, consistent, and professional. Trust does not happen from words only. It comes from actions over time. I make sure tasks are completed properly, deadlines are respected, and confidential information is protected. I also communicate honestly and ask questions when something is unclear. I try to learn the person's preferences, working style, priorities, and expectations so I can support them better. When they see that I am dependable and careful with important matters, trust naturally becomes stronger. 16. How do you handle competing requests from different people? When I receive competing requests from different people, I first look at urgency, importance, deadlines, and the level of authority involved. If I am supporting one main person, their priorities usually come first unless they tell me otherwise. I would communicate professionally with others and let them know when I can complete their request. If there is a conflict, I would ask for clarification instead of making assumptions. The key is to stay polite, organized, and transparent. This helps avoid confusion and keeps work moving smoothly. 17. What software or tools are you comfortable using? I am comfortable using common office and productivity tools such as Microsoft Office, Google Workspace, email platforms, calendars, video meeting tools, cloud storage, and task management systems. I can create documents, organize spreadsheets, manage calendars, prepare presentations, schedule meetings, and track tasks. I am also willing to learn any company-specific software quickly. For me, tools are important because they help improve organization, communication, and accuracy. I always try to use technology in a practical way that saves time and makes information easier to manage. 18. How do you handle phone calls professionally? I handle phone calls professionally by answering politely, listening carefully, speaking clearly, and representing the person or company in a positive way. I make sure I understand the caller's reason for calling and take accurate notes when needed. If I can help directly, I do so within my authority. If the call needs to be transferred or followed up, I make sure the message reaches the right person. I also stay calm with difficult callers and avoid sounding rushed or irritated. Professional communication creates a strong first impression. 19. How would you protect your manager's time? I would protect my manager's time by managing their schedule carefully, filtering unnecessary interruptions, preparing information in advance, and helping them focus on the most important tasks. I would avoid booking meetings without considering priorities, travel time, preparation time, or possible conflicts. I would also summarize information clearly so they do not waste time searching through long messages or documents. If someone requests their time, I would check importance and availability before confirming. A good personal assistant should help create more productive time, not fill the calendar unnecessarily. 20. How do you handle a situation where you do not know the answer? If I do not know the answer, I would be honest and take action to find the correct information. I would not guess, especially if the matter is important or sensitive. I would check reliable sources, review documents, ask the right person, or confirm details before responding. If someone is waiting for an answer, I would let them know I am checking and will follow up. This approach shows professionalism and accuracy. In a personal assistant role, giving correct information is more important than giving a fast but wrong answer. 21. How do you maintain attention to detail? I maintain attention to detail by reviewing my work carefully, using checklists, confirming important information, and keeping organized records. Whether I am booking travel, scheduling meetings, preparing documents, or sending emails, I understand that small errors can create bigger problems. I double-check names, dates, times, locations, attachments, and instructions before finalizing anything. I also avoid rushing when accuracy is important. If I am managing several tasks, I write things down instead of depending only on memory. This helps me reduce mistakes and deliver reliable support. 22. How do you handle confidential documents? I handle confidential documents by storing them securely, sharing them only with authorized people, and following company procedures. I would avoid leaving sensitive papers visible on a desk or sending private files without checking recipients carefully. If documents are digital, I would use proper folders, passwords, permissions, and secure platforms where required. I also make sure confidential documents are not discussed in public areas or with people who do not need to know. Protecting documents is part of protecting trust, reputation, and professional responsibility. 23. How would you support an executive during a very busy week? During a very busy week, I would focus on planning, prioritization, and clear communication. I would review the calendar carefully, confirm meetings, prepare documents, organize travel or logistics, and identify any possible conflicts before they become problems. I would also help filter emails and requests so the executive can focus on high-priority work. If changes happen, I would update everyone quickly and keep the schedule realistic. I would also make sure important reminders, deadlines, and follow-ups are tracked. My goal would be to reduce stress and keep everything moving smoothly. 24. What makes you a good fit for this personal assistant role? I believe I am a good fit for this personal assistant role because I am organized, dependable, discreet, and calm under pressure. I understand that this position requires more than basic administrative work. It requires trust, good judgment, strong communication, and the ability to think ahead. I enjoy helping busy professionals stay focused by managing details, solving problems, and keeping schedules organized. I am also flexible and willing to learn the specific working style of the person I support. I would bring professionalism, reliability, and a strong work ethic to the role. 25. Where do you see yourself in the next few years? In the next few years, I see myself growing into a highly skilled and trusted administrative professional. I want to continue improving my organization, communication, planning, and problem-solving skills. I would like to become someone who can handle more responsibility, support senior professionals effectively, and contribute to smooth business operations. My goal is not just to complete tasks, but to become a valuable support person who understands priorities, anticipates needs, and helps improve efficiency. I am looking for a role where I can grow, stay committed, and build long-term professional value. Preparing for a personal assistant interview is about showing that you are reliable, organized, professional, and trustworthy. Employers want to know that you can manage schedules, protect confidential information, communicate clearly, and respond calmly when plans change. The best answers are realistic, confident, and focused on how you can make daily work easier for the person you support. Before your interview, practice your answers, prepare examples from your experience, and understand the needs of the role. If you can show strong judgment, attention to detail, and a helpful attitude, you can make a strong impression.